listening to Enlivening Musings, a podcast to enhance your life so you live fully alive. Sponsored by the Pleasure Fairy app. Download it for more support. Welcome to Enlivening Musings. I'm Crystal, and I'm continuing the Radically Love You series here to entice everyone to love themselves even more completely in their wholeness, so radically that it just feels expansive beyond what you've ever experienced so far. So, now that we've taken some time to feel what would change in our life and get a glimpse of what that feels like in our body, we'll do more of that in another episode. I want to get into some tangible concepts quick. So this is going to be brief, but it's just practice, action. Let's do it. So what are the actions? I want you to go ahead and make a list of things that you would do, things that you love to do, things that show you that you love you. So some of this can be, of course, you got like a standard, go for a spa day or just get a facial or get your nails done or any of that kind of stuff. So sure, any of that can be on this list. And it can also be something, I'd like you to take it a little bit further, where it's something that you could do every day. So that type of stuff is great, and it can be just like bonus. So instead, I want you to think even more to what can I do every day? And, a lot of times people do really well just adding one or maybe two things to their daily life so that they can commit to it, and something that is small in time. So I always talk about that, doing like short increments of things, because mini snippets, because we're more likely to commit to it, and then it really becomes a habit. And then you can increase how many times a day you're doing that. So for instance, if body movement or exercise is something that you do that shows you that you love you and it makes you feel good, then and you're not exercising right now, then instead of being like, I have to hit the gym and I have to do it for 30 minutes and I haven't been there in a year and and all these things that make it really hard, you can implement just like 5 to 10 minutes of body movement or exercise, and then you can do that 3 or 4 times a day. So I love doing this like with squats. So when I can do my 20-some squats and I do those 5 times, I've done 100 squats that day, and it's pretty great. And it gives me those, and it only takes me a couple minutes, because now that I do like little fitness things on my Apple Watch, I time them. And so I'm like, wow, that only took me 2 minutes, or 1 minute and 57 seconds. So, a lot of times these things really don't take that much time. And some stuff like that you can do when you're even doing something else. So if it's like, I want to really binge this Netflix series, but I do want to commit to this because I'm committed to loving myself and doing stuff that feels good in my body, mind, and spirit, and this is one of those things, then do it while you're doing that, There's just some easy little things like that you can do, whether it's something with a barbell or doing, a couple poses, like yoga type poses where you can still see the screen or whatever. So you can multitask in that way. However, it is nice when you can really focus on you in that moment, and you can breathe into your body and you can be really present with it. But the whole goal here is do however it works. Do what works for you. And it can change and be different, because no matter what, it's great. It's for you and your wholeness and whatever it is. Other things, what are things that you love doing that light you up? It could be making art. It could be dancing around. It could be meditating. It could be reading a book. Any of these things that really help amplify you and your essence, but then also the things that tell you that I love you. So giving yourself a foot massage. So again, we talk about, doing maybe like a weekly massage or getting a mani-pedi or things like that. for your day to day, what can you do? And foot massage is such a great one, just really connecting with your feet. And then that brings in grounding. And there's just these ripple effects that happen when we start doing this that amplify the connection to ourselves, that amplifies the connection to all that is. So that ripple effect amplifies the love and all of those things. And of course, doing heart practice, heart work, heart connection, then taking it all to the next level too. So that's what this mini episode is all about, making a list so that, in those moments, it's like right there, you can reference it right away. What one of these 15 things do I want to do right now? What one of these 15 things do I want to do every day, whatever that is. And if you're the type of person who already can implement it more than once in a day, do it, go for it. I just mentioned that sometimes for people, it's like doing one thing, like I'm going to commit to drinking enough water because that makes me feel good and tells my body that I love it, tells me that I love it. So that's going to be my thing. I'm going to commit to drinking water every day, whatever it is. But I'd love to hear from you and hear what's on your list and what's happening and how this is unfolding, what you're taking away from this as you're doing it. So enjoy. Let me know, of course, on Instagram at the Crystal Franco or at Enlivening Musings. And you can reach me on the Pleasure Fairy app. And of course, if you're already wanting more, just dive right into the Radically Love You experience on the Pleasure Fairy app. It's there for you always. All right. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like more support, hop on the Pleasure Fairy app or find Katie at wellnesswithkatie.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Enlivening Musings if you want to share some takeaways or other requests for future shows. Enjoy!